Han Seojin, a top-class gamer ranked 5th in the world, gets mysteriously teleported into the world of his favorite mobile game, Pick Me Up. Join him on his journey as he clears the game and reaches the 100th floor, all while being a 1-star hero. 11 people have mysteriously appeared in a place unknown to them. Confused, they all quickly get to searching about their whereabouts, however, find that the only thing certain is that everyone there is from Townia. Suddenly, a fairy wearing gothic clothing appears before them, introducing herself as Isel, the one managing this place. Enraged at these claims, Malmont, a man within the group, steps forth and picks a fight with Isel. However, he gets his head cleanly chopped off as the others watch in horror. Isel claims that none of it would have happened if he had just listened to her. Suddenly, she receives orders to create a team as an ominous gate appears before them. Isel claims the master has finally started, and selects a group of people, ordering them to enter the gate. Suddenly, Han, a young man brimming with confidence, emerges and asks Isel to provide them all with weapons, claiming that even Master doesn't want to send out a suicide squad. Isel agrees and Han then tells everyone to pick up a weapon, stating that it'll start soon. The first group heads in, but gets wrecked on the first floor. As such, Isel then orders Han and his team to enter the gate. As they prepare and step into the dungeon, they find themselves surrounded by goblins. The team inquires Han about where they are as he claims it's the battlefield. While Han and Jenna, a beautiful woman and his team, muster up the courage to fight, the others tuck their tail and run away. However, their tactic fails as it is revealed that they are trapped within an invisible cage. Suddenly, the goblins start their attack, as Han and Jenna engage them. In a flashback, Han recalls about Pick Me Up, a mobile game whose goal is to get to the 100th floor of the tower. In addition, if one of your heroes happens to die, it can no longer be revived. Han continues to play and enters a new special event, where he finds himself in a losing battle. As his hero quickly dies, he suddenly gets teleported to a dark void, where a message pops up, telling him that he is being sent to the world of Pick Me Up. Consequently, he finds himself in a burning village, facing goblins. Despite being hesitant, Han defeats his foes and begins wondering about his situation, before finally coming to terms with reality. Suddenly, a 4-star hero named Shay appears before, and he learns that he is also a summon, similar to Shay. Furthermore, masters are the summoners, who play the game similar to how Han used to before being summoned. Soon, both he and Shay again get sent to the dungeon. However, unlike Han, the 4-star Shay takes down the goblins in a flash. For Han, the problems start here. They reach a synthesis chamber, a place where a master can enhance a hero but has to sacrifice another one to do so. As Shay is a 4-star, a normal player would have 0 reasons to kill Shay and leave Han. Thus fear arises within Han. Surprisingly, he manages to come out alive. Back to the battlefield, where Han and Jenna continue to fight. However, they quickly get outnumbered as their teammates die. Nonetheless, Han manages to defeat them all and the battle comes to an end. Furthermore, despite the ordeal, Han is unshaken, as he reveals that he used to be the 5th place ranker of the game. Soon after the battle ends and the master decides to log off, Han returns to his training where he claims that he decided to accept his situation and to get stronger to not die. Suddenly, he is interrupted by Jenna, who also decides to train with him. Claiming that she's a diamond in the rough, Han decides to help her. He informs Jenna of his plan, claiming that they have to go through this tower which has 100 stages. He also reveals that their master can order them via Isel and they have to complete these missions, adding that more people will join them as the master summons more heroes. 3 days have passed since Han and Jenna started their training, and Han has gained 2 skills thanks to his efforts. Suddenly, their master logs back in and proceeds to summon 3 heroes. However, they all turn out to be 1-star. Furthermore, a dungeon pops up, so Han and Jenna quickly arm themselves. On the other hand, the newly summoned heroes are confused as to where they are. However, there is no time to explain as they get thrown into the battle by Isel. As they stand in front of their foes, the men get scared shitless, but Han and Jenna continue standing their ground and begin their attack. The battle ensues. Han and Jenna manage to fend off the monsters and clear the stage. However, the master wishes to continue and proceeds to the 3rd level. Han panics about fighting while tired, but gets saved thanks to the 1 floor per day rule. He also learns that time moves 3 times faster here than in the real world. Able to live another day, Jenna and Han get back to their training and increase their levels. However, the other 3 didn't even come to the training hall, claiming they were going to look for the exit and escape. But of course, there is no exit. Soon, they are sent to the dungeon yet again. Once more, only Han and Jenna fight off the monsters, while the others continue to be useless and terrified. Nonetheless, thanks to their training, they both easily overcome the third level. Suddenly, Master decides to reattempt the previous levels in order to train the newbies. However, they still do not fight, and this only tires Jenna and Han out more. As they finally complete their battles, Jenna is pissed that they have to do all of the heavy lifting. However, Han claims that this will be the last time. Suddenly, they reach the synthesis chamber. Because of their hard work and leveling up their skills, Jenna manages to survive the first synthesis. However, the other is not so lucky, as he turns into light and disappears. Jenna comes out of the chamber confused and learns that in this place, useless people are sacrificed. Han heads up next and also emerges safely. The next day, Eren, the only useless hero left remaining after the synthesis, except Jenna and Han, decides to train in order to avoid dying. Han hands him a spear, deciding to test his resolve, and spars with him. During their fight, Han manages to wake up the beast in Eren after beating him around a bit. Eren, wanting to return to his family, finally gets motivated as Han claims that the look in his eyes is better now. He also calls out to Isel and reveals to her that he was Loki. After confirming this claim to be true, Isel is left speechless and reveals that she is a big fan of Loki. She promptly asks for his autograph, as she distresses over the fact she has been saying all these cocky things to the real Loki all along. Han gives her the autograph and asks her if he will be able to return to his world if he manages to reach the top. However, Isel claims she doesn't know the answer and adds that she cannot answer who is the one responsible for bringing Han here. A few days go by, and Jenna is progressing quickly. On the other hand, Eren is sluggish, as Han claims that he could end up dying if this keeps up. Later that night, to forge himself a new weapon, Han uses Isel and her respect for Loki to enter the locked areas, accessible only to the masters. Furthermore, he enters the smiting area and forges himself a new weapon, a longsword. Up next, Han creates weapons for his teammates as well. Soon, the team tests out these weapons, as Master logs back in and sends them to the 4th floor. As the battle ensues, Eren becomes paralyzed with fear, however quickly gets brought back to his senses by a hard slap from Jenna, as she claims that we will die if we fail again. Somehow, they manage to overcome this ordeal, and Eren's hard work pays off as he manages to become one of Master's favorites, managing to cheat death by synthesis for now. Seeing his new team, Han reminisces about the guild he created as Loki called Niflheimer. On the other hand, at Niflheimer headquarters, Urnif, a guild member, sees Surus, Loki's first subordinate, off before tasking her to investigate their master's whereabouts. Back to Han, whose lodging and faculty suddenly start to level up. He explains that their master must have used his hard-earned money. This is confirmed by Isel, who claims that Master is rich enough to buy a new package for 65,000 won. Moreover, the Master then decides to summon 10 more heroes. Suddenly, all of them appear before Han, bewildered and confused. Isel then, without an explanation, starts to assign roles to every hero. Furthermore, after assigning the roles, the others are sent out to the dungeon to thin down the population by killing off the weaklings. As a result, some die and others manage to survive and return safely. Following this test, Han decides to head out and eat. However, he learns the person in charge of cooking doesn't even have a cooking skill and lied to get this role. Han quickly swaps his role with someone who can cook, and she whips out a big feast. Han then informs everyone of the rules of this world. The next day, 3 young men join training while the others cower in fear, as Han claims he was getting bored of sparring with Eren and this could change the mood. Soon, another 10 heroes get summoned. However, this time Eren takes care of them. Furthermore, only one person died in the thinning process. Jenna asks why Master wasn't proceeding on to the 5th floor, however, Han doesn't give her an answer. Meanwhile, Han reveals that every 5 stages, the difficulty spikes. As time marches on, the newbies are now finally able to carry their weight. Han decides to not fight in the recent battles, claiming if he got involved, the others won't get any formation practice. He also reveals that in the second pull, they got a hold of a tanner and blacksmith, who are working together to create equipment. Soon, the group finally enters the 5th floor. However, they are not faced with any monsters. As such, Han orders Jenna to scout the area, after which she reveals that thousands of goblins are on their way to them. As the group distresses over this news, Han claims that this was a survival mission and that they only needed to stay alive for 30 minutes. Consequently, they run to a narrow alleyway, as per Han's plan, and prepare for battle. Suddenly, Han screams they are coming, as the horde of goblins rush them. Nonetheless, thanks to Han's formation, they manage to fend off the goblins, for now. As the group start their attacking frenzy, they manage to fend off the opponents. However, they quickly start to run out of stamina. Jenna is told to offer support to the newbies, while Han and Aaron continue on their own, mowing down goblins. Suddenly, Guide, one of the newbies, gets attacked, and this causes a gap in the formation. Nonetheless, Han manages to overcome even this problem thanks to his quick thinking as he quickly reorganizes the formation. They continue swinging their weapons left, right, and center, barely managing to control the influx of goblins. Suddenly, Jenna starts to run out of arrows. Despite this, Han claims we'll all die if they break through and orders her to use up all her arrows. Jenna does as told. However, during the commotion, a goblin manages to stab the injured Guide, and a message screen pops up, informing his team that Guide is on the brink of death.